I don't know, but...
No, you know what you need, Chantal? You need to get your butt out of the Middle East. You need to go back to Canada, and you need to start living a life that isn't just a big scam. I mean, this is silly. You're going to be 40 years old. You're out here, I mean, following some 29-year-old thinking that he's going to love you and marry you and make a life with you and whatever. Girl, come on. He laughs at you. He makes fun of you. I mean, why do you think you're over there with him? Because you guys are living it up? I mean, yeah, you really look like you're living it up. You really look like you're happy. What you need to do is you need to go back to Canada. You need to start putting in hard work. And you need to, if a relationship is really what you want, if that's your end game in life, I know it is for some people. If that's really what you want, someone to love you, someone to call you baby, someone to give you affirmations, whatever. I mean, slow steps. I mean, whatever. Get on the dating apps, work on yourself, get back to a point where you can walk for more than a minute without getting dizzy. I mean, that would, if I were that in that place, that would be my number one priority. Not who's going to call me baby when I put my head down at night. I mean, girl, come on. I mean, you're not going to be able to heal in this environment, let alone thrive. You're talking about energy. You're sitting here telling us how you're about to fall asleep.
So you're getting help. And you want to dunk on Chantel? And that's why I think Shannon and FFG's chemistry is so beautiful, because they're so similar. FFG has to be the hero. That's why she has to always dunk on Chantel with something. Like when she did the thing with BBJ, I stand on this. She did her big one. She did her big one with that one, especially with the way Chantel was running her mouth, talking about FFG's dogs and all. When I saw her pull that off, I said, leave it to Chantel to have me applaud FFG. I was pissed. I was like, oh, this was so good. She trolled the fuck out of you. Oh my God. So, just so we're clear, and you heard it here first. What happened with BBJ, rescuing BBJ? The BBJ rescue to FFG will be with the 89 LBs are to Amber. You will always hear about it for years to come. Always. That's never going to die. She did her big one. She had to make it public. And for those saying, oh, it's for the money, I think you guys forget, I've said this before, multiple things can be right at once. She did her big one and definitely helped BBJ, because at this point, I think almost anybody's better than Chantel. But yes, of course it was for the money. If it wasn't for the money, she wouldn't have made it public. Of course it was for the money. Are you kidding? The bitch held she shopped for BBJ's collar on stream. She shopped for a cat to get a Gucci collar for a cat. Of course it was for money. But I'm not going to take away the fact that, like, at least she got BBJ. But yes, it was for money. Yes, it was for content. Are you crazy? That is her 89 LBs, bitch. She is never letting that go. That will always be content in some way.
Isms. So, French fried girls should be worried because Chantal was threatening to sue again. Shadowed that she might have returned to Canada to handle some other business, and she would handle that while she was there. I would be terrified if I was French fried girl. So terrified. This is the woman who couldn't even make a vet appointment, and she's going to coordinate a multi-person lawsuit because she felt duped about her cat being given to somebody else. By her to somebody else. But she couldn't tell you who because the selfish bitch wouldn't even walk down the stairs to go say bye. She handed it to Pete's. Again, many reasons we can't follow through with our commitments. So, and Chantal doesn't have much tolerance for distress or discomfort. If something isn't exactly the way she wants to eat it, she's not going to eat it. If it's not the right temperature, she's not going to eat it. So you would think someone as large as her would be much more picky. But, or would be much less picky. But actually, some of the more morbidly obese people I know are rather picky about their food. And, like other folks who deal with addiction, can get pretty nasty if they don't get what they want. How many people think that they've probably fought about food a couple times already? I'm sure he was fine with her coming over, but she farted out a bunch of promises initially that she was I'm gonna go to the gym and lose weight, and it'll be great, and I'll be going to the beach, and we'll be travel beezing. If you're too fat for a plane, you gotta do something. because now you can't even get out of there in a hurry if you need to. There's no shame in buying 2 plain seats if you need them, but if you don't like that you need them, or that you're cutting it close to needing them, whose job is it to change the shape of Chantal's body? Yours? Mine? A pill? Some Ozempic? No, it comes down to Chantal and what she chooses to do. At this point, she's had more resources and opportunities and access to treatment over the years that most people don't give a shit how she feels, or that she probably can't handle all of her ADLs maybe on her own, because she was always such a nasty, self-centered person that her discomfort brings people pleasure. We've heard of Schadenfreude. You know, it's the same sort of thing. I don't
So we saw some boats pass by while we were hanging out by the riverside and decided after we were done hanging out by the river to see if we could find a dock and take a boat ride ourselves. On our way,
it was his hard-earned money to try to buy her food that would support her health. And then either she ordered it without him, or he came to reason of, look, I don't love you so much that $250 isn't worth risking your health to me. So if you really love me, Chantal, really, really love me, you'll go on there, eat yourself half to death, and give me the cash. So, I don't know. And she wants privacy. Okay. And where's your husband? Where's your husband? Where's your husband? Where's your husband? He's out with the boys. Thailand, from what I understand, has a very, very active sex scene. So, I'm sure he'll text you. But at any rate, this week we're going to... But she's sitting there, not a lot of people around, but it was the old eyes darting. Remember the outhouse? Or going for Burger King and then sitting in the parking lot, full face of makeup, looking all over the place to see who's looking and who's watching. She's out proud and doesn't care, but hawks like she's ashamed of what she's engaging in. So when she's sitting there with Sala eating, and there's people, you know, not a lot of people, because they go everywhere when it's closed. She's afraid of people, and they want to be able to film, and they're weird. They're weird. She likes getting attention, but standing out doesn't really, like, I think she probably feels like people are staring, because they are staring. It's a spectacle. She's 4 times the size of a normal woman. So I think people are going to stare. That shouldn't be unexpected. Is it rude? Is it cruel? I don't know. Bottom line, it shouldn't be unexpected. And to act shocked would be kind of stupid as well. You've read about it a little bit and saw it on TikTok. Please look better after yourself. Take better care of yourself. If not you, for your husband that you told us you loved so much. How much do you love him if you're willing to eat yourself to death because it's too difficult to try to get better beyond 36 hours? If you're not a 12-stepper, but the bondage of self. She's so obsessed with meeting her own wants and needs that she, to her inadvertently, steps on people and hurts people in that way. There's another side of Chantal that is a complete sociopath and pretty much doesn't care about feelings, doesn't know how to act. That's why we had the wedding cake and candles and she erupted like she was going to shit her pants, because she doesn't know what happiness feels like, so she doesn't demonstrate what it looks like. She doesn't know love. She doesn't know any of those feelings. And so with all this spinning in her head, her marriage on the line, her citizenship being up, she goes on a diet.
One, I'm pretty, okay? That has a lot, and I don't mean that to be conceited. I'm being very matter of fact. Being pretty gets you a lot of privilege. I'm just saying, you can get away with a lot if you're pretty. Number one, I'm pretty.
Okay, guys, so this is the trailer for Femme. It's been released in Europe, but it's out. It's a thriller, and I've seen it. It's a fantastic film. It is out in Spain, and it is out in the US on March the 22nd. So here is the trailer.
man in his high heels. Well, you can turn around if you're a fucking man. You're letting them win.
How you want to deal with that?
I think you're a nice looking lad. On your front. I'm a nice guy. If you disrespect me, fuck you up. I get that. Yeah, I'm the same. Oh, you know. You're a fucking big man. I best remember not to fuck with you then.
Hi guys, and welcome to Tailored Talk. So now guys, we're going to cover the recorded foodie rage concerning FFG's mother, which was completely out of line. But first of all, I want to show you a quick clip of French fried girl FFG explaining in her own words why she thinks Foodie Beauty went nuclear the other day.
She who shits herself. Thank you for the super chat. Any idea what set her off yesterday? I feel like it's accumulation of a couple of things. Well, three things, I should say. I believe there was a fight again with Salad. And when she's having problems with her mate, she loves to take it out on Frenchie. It's been going on for 3.5 years. I also think she's still worked up about the whole Aisha thing and looking to create a diversion. This was one hell of a diversion. Get everybody to stop talking about that for a little while. Hey, guys, they have pig's ears and they're growling. Stop it. And number 3, I truly believe she did not like what I had to say about her father and her underage mother and the circumstances of her getting knocked up, that I called him a PDF file. She's been lying now about the birthdays and stuff, trying to, I don't know, make her mother not be as underaged and trying to make her father not be 20 years old when she was born. But that is the reality of the situation. His birthday is March 17th, 1964. Chantal was born March 28th, 1984. That means that he had just turned 20 years old when Chantal was born. It's just the reality of the situation. Chantal has told us many times her mother was 16 when she was born. Okay. A 16-year-old mother, a 20-year-old father. Everybody's been yelling for the past few days, age of consent in Ontario, an age of consent in Ontario. Fair. I bring up this counterpoint, okay? Chantal herself has told us many, many times throughout the years that her father was a raging alcoholic as a teen, and that her mother would party, go out and party with him, would dump her at the grandmother's to go out and party. Based off of our own history with Chantal, we know that when Chantal talks about partying, it usually involves substance. Is it crazy to wonder, at least wonder, assume, that maybe the alcoholic father was getting the underage mother drunk and taking advantage of her? Can an underage person really give consent if they're drunk? And if a 20-year-old is supplying alcohol to a 15-year-old, isn't that corrupting a minor? I don't see how that anymore falls into any sense of legal, honestly.
Foodie also made an apology community post and said, I want to apologise for my actions tonight. I allowed myself to get triggered. I saw some community posts with our family pictures and some of the most vile language I have ever seen, and I became defensive and said some very, very hurtful things back as well. I deeply regret saying them and will try to do better, but on FFG's live, FFG confirmed that that was a lie. What Foodie did was she posted FFG's mother's first and then took her post down when FFG responded. And FFG also clarifies this on her live again.
Speaking of community tab posts, so if you saw mine today, you saw what was figured out this morning. I couldn't believe I didn't think of it yesterday. It was just, I guess, a lot of emotions yesterday. I was somewhat off my game with all that. But yesterday, all those vile community tab posts that she put up, she then deleted and reposted them exactly as they were, but just reposted. And for the life of me yesterday, I couldn't figure out why. And I dismissed it in my mind as like, she must have not deleted them. It must have been some kind of a YouTube glitch or something like that. No, there was no glitch at all. Here's why she did what she did yesterday, deleting them and then posting them right back up. Because she had fired the first shot yesterday that started everything, she wanted to change that timeline so she could go on to lie to anybody watching, her audience, whatever, and say that I had, of course, instigated it. And what does she love to say? She was just standing up for herself. All it was like a retaliation. She was doing it back. So she had to try and fuck up the timeline. So what did she do? She deleted those posts so that it looked like I had posted to the community tab first. I had put the thing of her father. I had put the family tree of salad. And then it looks like in retaliation, she put up all that shit on her community tab. That is what she did yesterday, or at least attempted to do. It doesn't work because everyone was taking screenshots in the community of her vile posts up as they were going up. The timeline is already set in stone. But that really, really was the attempt that she tried to make by re-uploading, deleting and re-uploading that shit yesterday. If that is not one of the sneakiest, most manipulative snake shit you've ever heard of in your life, fucking hell, man. I just shook my head. I could believe it because it's her and she's disgusting, but man, I couldn't believe it. Nice try, Chantal.
Okay, guys. So Kiwi Farms saved this. We're watching it from the archives. And this is the recorded version that Foodie did before the live, I think, on FFG. And this is called No Sympathy for the Devil.
Hello, Foodie Beauties. Hey there, Beezers.
You guys, I'm gonna warn you that you're not gonna like this version of me. I'm out for blood today, and
Foodie, when are you not out for blood? Every other day, you're out for blood. If it's not FFG's blood, it's Yappa's blood. If it's not Yappa's blood, it's just Breezen's blood. If it's not just Breezen's blood, it's Salah's blood. Like, you're out for blood every other day.
I'm fighting fire with fire today. I've had enough, and I want to talk. So I'm having Turkish grill, so chicken kebab with some fries, just a few fries.
Imagine being so angry but being such a food addict that she has to eat when she's raging. Like, Foodie, you can't literally put the chips down, put the chicken strips down, or whatever that is, and just rage. Like, why do you always have to eat? You could literally just sit and rage.
Grilled pepper, garlic, tahini, lavish bread, pickles, and a diet cola. I posted on my community tab a picture of FFG's. FFG, I'm gonna refer to her as Slimer, okay? On Slimer's deceased mother on my community tab. All right.
Okay, and why go so low? That is the question.
And you're probably thinking, what piece of shit?
At least she can point the arrow to herself and admit that she's a POS. Just like she did when she doxed Everest's the Traveller's Tales conversations with her about FFG.
Would post someone's deceased mother on their community tab, and why? Well, I'm going to tell you why right now. I'm going to remind you everything that this vile monster of a human being, if you can call it that. Yes, I'm dehumanizing her like she dehumanizes me. I want to make it
also like you dehumanize BBJ when you say that she was already deaf, that she was not long for this world. And it turns out she's like an energetic 18-year-old cat.
clear. I have no sympathy. I have no care, no empathy. I have nothing but black hatred for this person. And I'm going to tell you why. And after I list off the facts and the reasons why, I want to ask you, really, how you cannot understand, after everything this vile person has done, that I would just sit back over and over like I've been doing for years and never losing my shit and giving it back.
Foodie, you act like you've been the patron saint of patience up until now. All you do is rage and talk shit about the reactors. All you do, just the other day, you've still got a reaction, you've still got a video up, talking about Yabba's ex by name, accusing him of, certain crimes without receipts, and saying that Yabba supported him without receipts. All you do is go off on female reactors. That's all you do.
And when I do, you turn it around, play the victim. Well, let's get into it. And by the way, if doing this makes me a bad...
This is all projection, by the way.
...bad Muslim, then I'm a bad Muslim. Whatever.
Yeah, but Foodie, you've always been a bad Muslim though. And the sad thing is that you don't even try to be good. Like, if I was Salah, I mean, Salah needs to sit you down, tell you to stop, to take the hijab off, take the abaya off, and stop representing Islam, because this video is insane. And it's even more insane when you're doing this in a hijab and a abaya and pretending to be Muslim. That's what makes this even more insane. And you're a revert. You know, you haven't been you weren't born Muslim, and it's not like you've been a Muslim for like the last decade, and now you've been pushed over the edge. Like, you've been a Muslim for what, 1.5 years or so?
Let's start with...
And all you've done is do weed, do harder stuff, and curse people out the entire time. So it's not like you've been like a super amazing Muslim and this suddenly pushed you over the edge. You know, you've always been a trash Muslim. Always.
Why post her mother? Her deceased mother? That's disgusting. Alright. So that's disgusting. Making fun of my mom, literally calling her a whore on live many times.
Right, but Foodie, you literally told Nada that your mum cheated on your stepdad.
Don't talk about my fucking mother, because if you do, I swear to...
Your mother whore, fuck your stepfather best friend. If she hear me now, she know I'm right.
You've told Nada about your mum having threesomes. Like, you've literally painted your mother out to be sleazy.
Making fun of my aunt, calling her ugly, Uncle Phil, her name is Phyllis, calling her Uncle Phil. Making fun of my aunt, calling her ugly, Uncle Phil, her name is Phyllis, calling her Uncle Phil. Posting her, my mom's face, No problem though, right?
That can I just say that FFG didn't dox anybody. Aunt Phyllis and her mum's pictures were already posted on Facebook. They were already on social media. So FFG took a couple of pictures for thumbnails, but she took pictures that were already online. So it's not doxing.
But it's not okay just because your mother's dead. I don't really give a shit about you.
You're supposed to. You're supposed to, because that's what decent people do.
Or your mother. Dead or alive. After what you've done.
And this is a new Muslim revert, ladies and gentlemen.
And said to my family, I'm not being the better person today. I'm done being...
Chantal, you've never been the better person. Are we going to sit here and really pretend that you really care about your mum and your stepdad when you have thrown your mother under the bus? You did throw her under the bus and talk shit about her to impress Nada. You know, you let your family got doxed by Marty, and it's not like you were frantic trying to contact them. You literally threatened Marty with violence. So it's not
being a good person to these people. I'm done being the good person right now.
But ironically, have you been a good daughter? Can you answer that question?
Really ask yourself if you would be the better person. It's easy to say when you're not in my shoes.
Or fungi infected sketches.
If this person was literally a parasite in your life, parasites
if she's a parasite, Foodie, then just log off FFG's channel. You have to log on to her channel. You have to type her name in and find her channel in order to allow FFG into your life. You are in Kuwait most of the time, and you don't live in the same province in Canada. So it's like you remind me of Erica trying to tell us that she was manipulated and forced into a relationship with Amber Lynn Reid. Erica, you're a dumb slapper. You should have just logged off. Foodie, if you don't like FFG, just log off her channel and watch your mama all day. It's really that simple.
Require a host to feed off of. This person makes fun of my looks, my body in the most disgusting ways every day. Claims I ate myself to infertility.
Okay, that is true. You did eat. You were a healthy woman in your early 30s, and you were healthy. You were able to bear children, and then you had such a poor, the doctors warned you, if you kept up with a poor diet and no exercise, that you would get a hysterectomy. You didn't listen to them. You ate like shit. You didn't exercise, and you didn't go to the gym. You went to the gym once and didn't take it seriously. And had a hysterectomy. So where were the lies? You were a healthy woman that could have children. You had an extremely bad diet. Your cysts got worse, and you had to have a hysterectomy. So you did eat yourself into infertility. Where were the lies on this?
Called my mom a whore. Makes fun of my aunt. The people I love in my life.
That's still not a good enough reason to go after a family relative that's died. None of it's a good enough reason.
So yeah, fuck you and your dead mother. I don't give a shit.
This is a Muslim, ladies and gentlemen. And could you imagine if somebody had said the same thing about Salah's mother? Could you imagine if Salah had upset someone and her beezers, Salah, F you and your mother who's passed away? Could you imagine? Could you imagine the backlash that they would get? But it's okay for her to do this to somebody else. If anything, you'd expect her to have more sympathy because her husband has gone through it.
I really don't have any sympathy for you. Considering that after she passed, you went live to talk more shit about me. You dehumanize me every day, you vile piece of crap. I have no sympathy for you or your dead mother. This crazy bitch hid in a snowbank behind my house. She came to my fucking house to steal my cat.
Okay, we've been through this to rescue your cat, but go on. I mean, she's so out of storylines that she's still bringing up her own animal abuse for hits and clicks. This is how sad she's become.
That I was gonna rehome because she was afraid I would put her to sleep.
You did rehome her, and you did brag about putting her to sleep. Why do you think people keep bringing up the term dirt nap?
Flop era, I would rather put BBJ to sleep than give it to FFG.
I mean, you said it. Nobody else did.
A 21-year-old cat. After she
Isn't she like 18?
put her 2 dogs to sleep. No sympathy for you. You deserve all the heartache and pain you go through in life. And honestly, I hope you go through a lot. She has thousands.
I'm pretty sure that when you wish distress, pain and sadness against somebody else, I think it just ricochets back. So I really, yeah, I mean, she's not going to take this back, but she should, because I think that the pain just rotates back to you. That never works out.
Thousands of videos, 3 channels, saying the most disgusting things about me. Of the amount that
Foodie, every time you need money at the end of the month, you go into an FFG rage. It's part of your cycle by now. So you both feed off of each other. This isn't just FFG attacking you. Every time you need money at the end of the month, it's either BBJ, FFG, or NADA. Those are your go-tos.
have taken over the years. Every bad, detrimental thing that happens to me in life, you revel gleefully on your channel about it. When I've been cheated on, you clap your hands with your audience in gleeful.
Can we, I mean, you really can't talk about Glee and being cheated on. The only reason you were upset is because the shoe was on the other foot for once. You cheated on, your childhood sweetheart was Pete. You cheated on Pete with BB. That BB was apparently like a really good guy to you. You cheated on him with randoms. You know, you got with Nader. You probably got cheated on Nader with guys at the outhouse when you were his official girlfriend for a week. Like, you literally just can't wait to take your underwear off. So, like, I mean, is everybody supposed to be, like, crying because you were cheated on once? You've cheated on every partner you've ever had. The only reason you can't cheat on Salah is because that no man or woman will have you in Kuwait. And that's the truth. If Allah, the guy of the wife that you doxed, if Salah's friend Allah was free, if he was interested, you would have already cheated. You'll go after anybody. So,
Ceremony. When I was going through an abusive relationship, you made fucking entertainment out of it. I don't give a
let's not pretend that with Negs you did the exact same thing. Where, I mean, like, FFG tried to help you out of that relationship and tried to call you to give you advice, and you doxed her number. Like, she tried to give you warning signs concerning Nada, and you made fun of her getting beaten up by her ex. So it's like, you know, every time FFG has tried to help you out concerning Nada, all you did was make fun of her for the real DV that she was going through. So it's like, what are you talking about?
Talk about you or your dead mother, you can both choke. I really don't care if you live or die. I don't even see you as human. I really, really wish.
You know, we can add FFG to the queue because Foodie doesn't really see anyone as human. You know, Pete is just this lackey, this human doormat. You know, BB was a good guy, but I never thought she was really interested in him because she's never been interested in black men, and she never will be. Nada was this guy that she could just, this vessel that she. Nada was just a skinny, cracked out canvas that Foodie could project her bad girl high school fantasies onto. She didn't really care about him. She just viewed him as another trophy as well. And then we've got Salah, who was supposed to be the ideal Muslim trophy husband. So nobody in her life has really been human to her either. Her friends and family, she just uses and drains them. Hence why she can't live with them while she's in Canada. So Foodie's never really treated people as human beings, so I'm not shocked at this.
The worst for you in life. And believe me, all of this legacy you built on YouTube, all of these disgusting videos, thousands of them, harassing, targeting me every single day like a parasite.
You know, this is the same woman who was speaking shit about Yabba's kids, about one of Yabba's kids getting by their dad. So, I mean, you do the same thing to other YouTubers. Have you ever thought that people who know Yabba but didn't know her situation with her ex may stumble on your video and realise which kid was abused? You know, don't you worry that you may have doxed one of Yabba's kids at some point?
Feeding off of my life instead of living your own? You're pitiful. So that's why I posted those pictures. Because even if I make fun of her dead mother, boo-hoo, it pales in comparison to the vile, disgusting creature you are. That you have the nerve to talk about my complexion when you
So because, well, FFG already cleared this up that you called her cake batter first, and that's why she put it in the thumbnail. But because she talks shit about your complexion, you have the right to go after her deceased mum. How does that make sense? Because she may have said your skin is blotchy, you're going after her mother. How does that make sense? And why do you never go after the target? Anyways, you never go after the real target.
Have you? No, you don't have a mirror. You don't have a webcam. Nothing, because you're a coward. I think I'll find room for you and your mother in my intro, too. Like I said, I'm out for blood, and I'm coming for you. You're literally, inside and out, the most hideous.
The irony is, and using the mother's photo to put FFG's face in, the irony is, if you had just said, FFG, I didn't like the PDF file thing that you said about my dad, and left it at that, people would have agreed with you. But you just, you know, the fact that you don't go after FFG's dad at all, go for dad, and you know that you always have to bring mothers into this, kind of shows me how much you hate your mother in general. Because, you know, respect for people's mothers starts at home, and you trash everybody's mothers, and I feel like you want to trash your own mother publicly, but you can't, so you trash everybody else's mother as well. You just trash everybody else's mother because it's projection. It's all the stuff that you can't say to your own mother because you're so bitterly repressed.
Person in Gore World. But you judge everyone else.
And plus, you're still using your mother for money and housing at some point. So you have all this pent-up rage against Shmi that you can't say to her face, so you just use other female reactors who are mothers to project all your hatred onto them. And that's why it's so vicious. And that's why it's so unwarranted.
Honestly, you talk about my infertility? Who's gonna procreate with you? You make men sterile.
Let's be, and that's just projection right there. Because, first of all, FFG can go out and actually walk to, go online and post her real face and not catfish. FFG can actually walk to a bar, walk to a club. You know, what hobbies does she like? She can walk to wherever, you know, a place that, let's just a mini golf. Let's just say that, like, a hobby that she likes. She can walk to mini golf. She can walk to an arcade. She can walk to a theater. She can walk to a concert and meet up with a guy and hook up. Foodie, you can barely walk down your apartment steps without falling over or without nearly having a heart attack. Like, FFG can procreate, but at least she can physically, like, go outside and meet guys and procreate. Like, Foodie, you can barely go to your kitchen and back without having an angina attack. So, well, I mean, we really can't talk about procreation because at least FFG can get the basics done.
Good luck. That's another thing. You openly infertility shame me. You say the most vile, disgusting.
She says that you can't have children. That's a fact. I mean, maybe you feel shame that you attach to that, but the fact that you can't have children is a fact. It's a fact that you've also stated.
Disgusting things. But that's okay, your shitty audience condones that.
Like your audience condones all the animal stuff that you did to BBJ and Sam, and nobody can tell me that Sam wasn't hurt either.
Because they're all like you. So,
projection, you know, her beezers all think like Foodie. The same could be said for Foodie and her beezers.
Before any of you shitheads have the nerve to ask me how I can go low and say her mom is worm food.
Again, posting her mum isn't doing what you think it is, because everybody on every platform has said that her mum is a stunner. So posting her mother isn't doing what you think it is. The same way that posting Allah's wife and doxing Allah's wife wasn't the flex that you think it was, because you thought that everybody was going to dogpile, and you're trying to get everybody to dogpile on this picture, and her mother is beautiful, so it's not doing what you think it is. Even the farms, even the misogynistic farms, Kiwi farms, that had to get shut down because of the attacks towards women, even the farms said that her mother looks incredible. So it's like, putting this photo up just makes FFG look great, to be honest. Like, your mother looked like a supermodel. Like, it just makes FFG look good. It's not the flex that you think it is, Foodie. Like, you're always arse backwards.
Which, by the way, you like to post pictures that were like 20 million years old of yourself. You don't look like that anymore when you post pictures of yourself.
Yeah, but we'll need to tell that to you and your Tinder account and your Plenty of Fish account, because all you do is catfish with these weird, smaller, like skinny photos of yourself. Like, stop that. It's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing that you do on Tinder, on OnlyFans, on Plenty of Fish.
Post a modern picture holding up the newspaper, today's newspaper.
Like FFG said, like, post proof that you're married to Salah. Post proof that Salah is 100% faithful. Post proof that Salah doesn't have several burner phones from Allah speaking to multiple different women. Prove that.
Post a picture of your mom from 1960s, but try to make my family look ugly in your pictures and your thumb.
She, you know, FFG has explained that she hasn't even edited the photos. They're just photos that she got off of Facebook, unedited. The fact that you're calling unedited photos ugly is you're basically calling your family ugly. FFG didn't have to tweak them to make them look ugly. That's just what your aunt and your mum look like. I mean, if you think they're ugly, that's on you. But FFG did not edit or Photoshop those photos. Those are just photos that she screenshot off of Facebook. This is what your aunt and your mum really look like. If you're gonna, they weren't made to look ugly.
Thumbnails. Fuck you for ever doing that. You deserve this. You have no one to blame but yourself, so stop gaslighting everyone.
Yeah, Foodie, because you never gaslight your audience. You never gaslight reactors. You never gaslight your boyfriend / rent boy / husband.
Except maybe your brain.
This is the same woman that tried to gaslight people into thinking that Salah was DVing her. Remember that?
Audience. I don't care how much sympathy you're going to try to garner from this. You're a crybaby.
She doesn't have to work to gain sympathy, because you're trashing her deceased mother. You're trashing her dead mother on social media, and it hasn't even been a year for her. So she doesn't even need to garner sympathy. She's going to automatically get sympathy because normal people don't do this. Normal people don't go there. That's why she's going to get sympathy. It hasn't even been, I don't think it's even been 6 months since her mother passed. It's still raw. So it's like, yeah, she's going to get sympathy, but you're the one that's starting it. Like, you're the one that's giving them this.
I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how many...
This is always about money.
Hateful views you get. I don't want any of your fleabag parasite audience near me.
If you could have 2,000 to 3,000 people in your chat every live, you would. Stop it. If you could get FFG's girl gang, FFG's girl gang, you would. Come on. Everybody wants the money.
With their hateful shit. But they have the nerve to sit there and listen to what you spew about me for hours every fucking day and then say I'm vile. Yes, I am vile. I told you, I'm out for blood. And I'm going lower. Actually, me doing this doesn't even compare to what you've put me through for years. So...
Put you through. All you guys do is bitch and do tit for tat. Put you through. You literally could just log off. Like Erica and Amber Lynn, you could just log off. You are a willing, happy participant in this. And the thing is, if Salah was really a husband, and I really think that if you and Salah were having a physical relationship, you would care less. But she's not getting any. And it also, because she's never really cared about SEX, but it also proves that she's not getting any affection from Salah, because she's very stunted. She doesn't want sex, and I think that she's got a lot of body issues because she doesn't want the physical stuff. It doesn't really do much for her, and I don't think she's gotten any pleasure from SEX, but she gets pleasure from physical affection, like physical touch. positive affirmation, romantic gestures, romantic dates. That's like her love language. She prefers like romantic gestures than she prefers sex, and she's not getting that from Salah because she has to pay for Salah's entire lifestyle. So she's not getting any gestures of affection, and she's having to pay for a man. So she's like doubly angry. And that's another one of the reasons why she's pissed at FFG, because she needs to get a reaction from FFG because she's not getting any romantic reaction from Salah.
I wish you nothing but a life of loneliness and bitterness, and to continue to watch me be happy and successful in life.
Happy and successful. Foodie, tell us about that friend that got exposed as an MLM girl, a pyramid scheme girl. Tell us about that new friend that only gave you flowers because you signed on the dotted line for a pyramid scheme.
Loneliness like you are now. The only person who loves you in life is a pack of cigarettes. The only reason people like you on your channel is because you...
Yeah, but it's like saying the only thing that loves you is the staff at Subway, the staff at your local pizza place, the staff at your local kebab place, like, because they know that they're going to get paid. Like, it's projection, I think.
Hate me. And honestly, no amount of views, no amount of anything can erase a face that only your dead mother could love.
I mean, why be so vicious? Why be so vicious? Because she's not getting a reaction anywhere else. She's not getting loved from Canada. Her family haven't seen her in Kuwait. They haven't gone to Kuwait to meet her. They've banned her from living at the house. She's not getting loved from Salah, so she needs a reaction from somewhere. She needs to, what about that line in Little Women? Like, I'd rather be respected if I couldn't be loved. And I think it's when Amy says to Laurie, who's been rejected by Joe, Amy says, who's played by Florence Pugh, I would rather be respected if I couldn't be loved. And I think with Foodie, I think she'd rather be hated and resented if she can't be loved. Like, if she can't be loved anywhere, then she's just going to be hated because she needs to provoke feelings in people. Like, if she can't be loved, then she needs to provoke and promote hate. That's where I think this is coming from.
I don't give a fuck if you're outraged by my posts. Cancel me, I don't care. This couldn't happen to a better person. You want to come for my family? I'll come for yours. I'm not being the better person anymore. It's not worth it.
Give me an example of when Foodie has ever been the better person. When has she ever got on a high horse and said, I'm not going to argue with you today? Come on.
It's not worth it. You go low, I'll go lower.
Yeah, but you go sewer level low.
So, I really have zero sympathy.
You go fupa low. You go fupa low. You go so low.
You called my mom a whore. Many times. Zero sympathy.
Still, that still doesn't mean you can bring up her mother. Still doesn't mean that. Sorry. You will never try to convince me that because she called your mother this and because she said your aunt was ugly, that you are going to post her deceased mother. You're never going to convince me that that's normal behaviour, Chantal.
You call my aunt Uncle Phil and make fun of how she looks when you look.
So like every time you go after women, you talk about how ugly they are. Next.
100 times worse. Zero sympathy.
But Foodie, at least that's FFG's real face and she's not photoshopped.
When my grandmother passed, you made fun of me.
She made fun of you, not your grandmother, and you literally went to a memorial in that short little dress with your black underwear hanging. So stop. Next.
On live streams, you always try to push me to rage. You always try to push me to...
Again, Chantal, like I would tell Erica, log the hell off.
My limit? Well, you've done it. And now you're gonna cry, right? That I attacked your mother.
Yeah, because you are attacking her mother for no reason. If it's about the PDF thing about your dad, then just say that and keep it short. And I find it really funny that she like FFG said something about her dad, but Foodie goes after her mother. She doesn't go after FFG's dad. Isn't that strange?
Fuck you and your mother.
See, she always has to go on to mothers. Okay, guys, that's the end. I guess we're not going to see the bye. Again, try my Cameo, get my PayPal. So, yeah, I'm on Insta. So, guys, that's the end. I really do think she has a lot of unresolved issues with her mother. It's a lot of projection. And the thing is, if you're gonna talk about FFG, like talking about your looks and talking about your family, like, shouldn't Dee Dee have gone scorched earth on you by now? Shouldn't she have gone to court over you by now? Because you were calling Dee Dee all kinds of man, that she was too ugly, that she looked like a man, you tried to dox her mother, you doxed her job, you got her fired. Like, I mean, if you can't really talk about, oh, you know, FFG said my aunt was ugly. FFG called my mum a hoe. She called her a whore. Like, when you've done 1,000 times worse to Dee Dee and got her fired. So you can't sit here like an innocent wallflower and be like, I've been attacked for so much. She attacks my family. She attacks my mother. She attacks my aunt, when you've done the exact same thing to Dee Dee. You know, less than 3 months in Kuwait and you were doxing Allah's wife. You know, all you've done is, not to mention the PDF file thing that you said about Yaba. And Yaba supporting a man like that without any receipts. So it's like, you can't sit here like you're this innocent little princess that hasn't done anything wrong, when all you do is attack other women. And the only reason that you attack other reactors like Yaba, like FFG, like Dee Dee, the only reason you attack, like Charlie, the only reason that you go so scorched earth on women only is because you can't cut your own mother off. You hate your own mother, and you resent your own mother for being a teenage mother. That's what it comes down to. You hate your mother because when you were a teenager, she met the love of her life and married your stepdad and had this perfect little family and gave your sister a father figure, and you have nobody. That's why you go nuclear on women, because you cannot stand your own mother, and it is all projection. Okay, guys, if you're still here, this is the end of the video. This was quite a long one, unfortunately, but this was absolutely crazy, and I can't believe that she went this low, but I kind of can, because she hates women so much. I find it really weird that FFG called out her father, so instead of going father for father, she automatically goes for the mother. It's like when Allah called her out for being a slob that broke her sofa. Instead of calling Allah out, she doxed his wife. Like, she always targets women because, you know, she's a misogynistic creep. And kids too. The way that she targets kids and constantly talks about kids is creepy. And if she was a man, she'd be called a creep. She'd be put on a list somewhere, because the way that she brings up kids is creepy. The way that she brings up women is extremely misogynistic. Okay, guys, if you're still... Oh, yeah, and Dee Dee... And if this is her reaction towards FFG talking shit about her family, then Dee Dee has a case. Does she not? Okay, guys, if you're still here, you know, this is the end of the video. If you're still... This is quite a long one. If you're still here, thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.